Hey there YouTube. Today we're going to install this ceiling fan here into this room at the top of the ceiling right up there. Currently we have this light and we're going to remove this, and in its place we're going to put the ceiling fan. So let's get started. First thing you want to do is make sure, if you have access to your breakers, turn off the breaker that's for that ceiling light. And just to be on the safe side, also go ahead and turn off the light at the switch, just to be extra sure. And if you have a tool like this one here, this is a really cool tool. It'll tell you if there's electricity anywhere near the location where you're checking. So for example, this one is on right here. So if you check this location, there's definitely current in there, and this will warn you. So always keep something like this in your pocket if you want to be extra sure, and then you could just test things as you're working on them. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out by twisting the bottom here. Always hold this whole thing with one hand so that it doesn't fall as you twist the bottom off. Move the light bulbs. Notice I'm wearing gloves just in case there's still electricity and I don't want to get shocked. Alright, so sometimes what ends up happening is, this is a pretty old apartment and they painted the ceiling many times already. And when they paint the ceiling, they don't always take stuff like this off. And you can see that the paint has adhered to the bracket here, or the top part of the light. So I'm going to have to gently cut away any part where the paint's touching it. So then I can just pop this off. Together like this. I'm going to twist off the ground as well. That's the ground, and finally the neutral wire. Twist that open as well. Make sure you don't drop the thing below. There we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put the bracket in first. This is the bracket for the ceiling fan. It came with the ceiling fan. It has a green wire indicating that it's going to take the ground power to it. So we're going to connect this green to the ground with the sleeveless wire. I'm going to twist it clockwise around like this, together, and then I'm going to go ahead and cap it off nice and tight. Make sure they're both connected. Give it a tug to make sure it's all connected. I'm going to go ahead and pull in that one as well. There we go. Let's find the other one. Carry it over. All right. I'm going to give it a few. Alright guys, so the next step is to connect this electrical unit here onto the wall outlet, or basically our neutral and hot wires are going to connect to these two. You don't have to worry about the ground here. This little guy right here is just an antenna for this remote. And also we have this one which will connect to the ceiling fan unit. Now the remote where there's the battery compartment, there's this little pins here for setting the right signal between the remote and this unit here. So what you have to make sure is that it's the same for both. Right here I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the up positions, and you just have to make sure this has this little cover here. When you pull it up off, there's the unit's pins, and you just have to make sure 1, 2, 3, and 4 are up here as well. The reason why this is why you have to do this is, let's say you want to buy another fan, like the same fan for another room. You don't want this remote to accidentally turn on the fan for the other room. So what you do is for the second ceiling fan, you change the code to something else. You could do like 1 and then 2 down, 3 up, and then 4 down, and then set the remote for that one to do that. This way they're separate from each other and you don't accidentally mix the signals. So let's go ahead and install this unit here first. Just make sure that these 2 pins are the same. You're going to twist this way. So what you want to do is you want to twist them the same direction. So clockwise like that. And then you're going to go ahead and put this over them, twist them shut. That's going to lock these 2 wires together. Be difficult depending on what angle you're working at it in. Just twist it back around. Put the cap. Okay, give it a tug. Looks like it's nice and tight. And connect these 2 together. Like that. So we're done. Mounting point here for this. So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna push it in there. It's hard to see, but like that. Dark color facing down towards us, and there's these slots. We're just going to insert the blade into it, and once it's inserted you can go ahead and screw them in from the bottom just like that. There's 3 screws per blade. Fairly easy. Of course, don't stress it out too much. As long as it's tight, you're good. You don't have to over tighten it.
Go ahead.
Alright, so the next step is to connect the housing for the light. I'm gonna go ahead and prepare this part. Twist it, lock it in place. Tighten those. And the last screw will go up here. Like that. By the way, guys, if you're doing this at night and or if you're doing it at a time where you might run out of time and the sun will go down, make sure you have a headlamp like this. I'll put a link to this in the description of the video as well, and so that you can go through this whole process with some light. We got here a wire that has a white sleeve and another that has a black. I'm going to go ahead and connect the white sleeve to the white sleeve of up here. That, and the black one to the blue. Prepared that. There we go. And then I'm going to put the last screw in place as well. Tighten that into place. and you're just gonna twist it into place. So like that, just twist it like that. It'll eventually come to an end, and that's it. So let's go ahead and turn this on and see how it looks.